I'm here today with Jason Peck with Keller Williams Downtown Realty, getting our quick market update for September of 2016. So as we slide from Q3 into Q4, we go into a transitional month, and so it's probably beneficial for us to talk about what's happened just this last month, what happens year over year, and then finally what happens quarter over quarter.
Well, active listings from a seasonality standpoint have adjusted. We did see a little bit of an increase month over month, about 0.8%, but year over year it was a 2.8% drop in active inventory. From an under contract standpoint, a lot of people might freak out just looking at a 30-day window, but it's very typical with August, September. So we actually had a 14.4% drop in the month of September, month over month. But if you look at the year over year stats, that's only a 0.1% difference between 2015 September and 2016 September.
Do you see that some transactions are pushing from August into September because appraisal deadlines are hard to meet right now?
Yes, and actually now the news has finally caught on to that. There's been a lot of reporting about that. I had recently read an article, I believe, in the Denver Business Journal about that there had only been 37 new appraisal licenses issued in the state of Colorado this year, and they had roughly about 52 last year. So there is a shortage of appraisers in regards to appraisals.
We also want to break it down a little bit by county and by area for this month when we look at Q3 of 2015 versus Q3 of 2016. What shifts in the marketplace have you seen?
Well, the grand total overall from a price increase standpoint is 9.9% over 2015 third quarter versus the 2016 third quarter. I'm still seeing a lot of increase in the Elbert County area. I attribute a lot of that to people that have kind of made that decision to go a little bit farther out. And we're seeing a lot of custom home build and semi-custom home build developments occur out in that Douglas, Elbert area. Also north in Broomfield is seeing a significant increase in the 13.1% increase year over year in price difference. So, we're seeing pockets from that standpoint, but what I'm seeing is that more in the suburb counties, there's a higher price point from a standpoint of people are finally getting the wealth aspect. Two, even though a lot of people are moving here to Denver, there are actually a lot of people that are starting to kind of establish that family aspect, and they're actually moving out of Denver. They're getting bigger houses because they've built enough wealth in their current home.
Absolutely. Would you also attribute some of that due to where the new construction is taking place? Seems to be on the periphery of Metro Denver.
Yeah, well, Denver as a whole really doesn't have a whole lot of places to develop. It's mainly an infill city. Mayor Hancock just recently had a press conference about a new development with Village Homes going out in northwest Denver, but that really is kind of the last space for Denver to really truly develop is out towards DIA or the prior airport Stapleton.
Finally, let's talk a little bit about what to expect moving from Q3 into Q4. Do we expect things to taper off? Do we expect the same? What do you foresee going into the last quarter of 2016?
Well, if you look at the last 10 years of historical data, typically we have about a 20% drop in inventory, active inventory, in the fourth quarter over prior quarters. From an under contract standpoint, you typically run about a 25% drop. Denver nationally still ranks in the top 3 markets in the entire country. So until we see something otherwise, I really can't say that this isn't anything other than just a seasonal adjustment.
Anything else that you'd like to add in closing?
Yeah, flash sales are still fairly high in the Denver market. So we're seeing about 44% of the homes that do go on the market sell in 7 days or less. Okay, homes that are sitting on the market for about 3 weeks or more are doing significant price reductions. So there's certainly some opportunities out there for buyers. Where I see sellers making the mistake is, NAR has that the average agent, 2 years or more experiences, sells about 12 homes a year. So the average agent out there might only sell about 3 listings a year. Okay, majority of their home sales come from the buy side.
Yep.
So with that being said, they might have had their last listing that they sold back in May or June, and they're providing that experience with sellers now, and that's just a huge mistake. So I'd highly encourage sellers to really look at experienced agents this time of year. Those type of agents, including myself, we really don't take off this time of year. We actually increase our business this time of year, while other agents tend to to tail off in their business.
Definitely. Well, thank you so much for this update. We look forward to seeing you next month. Jason Peck with Keller Williams Downtown Realty.
Thank you.